you'll get started lying on your back, moving in some very small cat-cow movements where you exhale and press low back towards the floor. As you inhale, a little lift, a little space. So you can stay lying down. I'll sit up so you can see what I mean. The exhale's rounding your low back slightly, and inhale's bringing you back to your neutral. So it's a draw back of your navel towards your spine, your abs doing some of that work. You're not belly breathing as you do that, chest breathing. You're getting that little draw down and a little arching away, not just your belly lifting. Your butt's not doing this work. It's your abs. So do your best to tune into that, to hone in, and let that be the guideline for your movement. Again, little cat-cow shapes. You usually do these on hands and knees, arching around, angry cat, sexy cat, whatever you want to call it. Now you'll be doing it on your back, where you press low back to the floor on an exhale, and inhale, feel that little lift of low back away from the floor. Nothing big, little movement. Move with your breath. The next time, as you exhale to press your low back down, you'll also drift your knees apart. You'll take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring them a little bit closer together, just an inch or two. Inhale, and exhale, bring your legs a little bit closer together. Inhale, exhale, squeeze your legs in towards each other. And you'll slowly move your legs together. Take a moment to pause. And as you're ready, you'll drift your knees apart again. Once you come together, you might rock your hips for a moment. Inhale, exhale, feel low back press against the floor. Inhale, exhale, draw knees a little bit towards each other. Inner thighs a little bit towards each other. So it's not big movements. You're just going an inch or so each time. You'll pause on the inhale, hold there, and exhale, take that squeeze in. You'll keep moving inward until your inner thighs squeeze against each other. And your movement might be a little faster, a little slower than mine, depending on how far your legs move apart. That's fine. One more time. You're going to inhale, open up your legs. Exhale, press low back to the floor. And then on each exhale, bring your legs a little bit closer together. Inhale to hold. Exhale to squeeze in. Again, you're not squeezing all the way. You're just moving an inch closer, an inch closer, an inch closer. A little bit at a time. No rush, no hurry. Move with your breath. Hopefully that's not too rushed. Might be. That's okay too. Once your legs come into touch this time, going to scoop them up, bring your knees in towards your chest for a hug. As you inhale, you'll let your knees and thighs move away from your chest. As you exhale, draw them in a little closer. Maybe rock a few times side to side. Maybe circle your legs a few times. And try to find some way to move with your breath as you circle, rock. If you're circling, circle in the opposite direction. And you'll rock yourself up to seated, and then make your way up to standing. The good news is we're not only working on plow stops, that was also a little low back kind of love. So you'll set your feet up wide apart, toes point out towards the sides. You'll begin to bend your knees, let your hips sink back. So you'll start to shift side to side. Inhale to center, exhale to one side. Feel your belly just drawing in gently. That's support. You could have hands at heart or hands on your thighs. You want weight in your heels, right? Part of the thing with plow stopping is that you've got to put weight on those inner back wheels or you're not going to stop. You're not going to get that slide. So this is a good way to train yourself to put that weight on your heels. Let your hips sink back. You're not really bringing your shins too far forward of your ankles as you shift from side to side. And weight's in your heels. You're not forward. You're training your muscles to get used to that sink back that you need for a good plow step. And that goes for a one-legged plow or 2 foot, the wider plow. We're working the muscular action for wider plow right now, but same thing applies. Now you'll bring your feet parallel to each other. So about outer edges of your feet parallel with outer edges of your mat, or the ends of your mat. Again, hands could be at heart or just gently resting on your thighs. Feel a little drawing of belly as you sit your hips back and alternately bend your knees. You'll move with your breath. No rush, no hurry. Inhale to center, exhale to shift to one side. You're trying to keep a lot of weight in your heels. Your toes aren't necessarily lifting off the floor. You're still using them to balance, but your weight's not all in your toes. And you'll hop your legs in. You're going to grab your blanket, set that up on your mat, blanket or towel, so that you can rest your right knee. Left leg's out towards the left, toes point off towards the side with knee bent. And as you inhale, you'll reach your right arm alongside your right ear. Swap to the other side, right leg's out towards the right. You'll have your hand on your heart to get a little rotation, and then left arm alongside left ear. Your head can just hang, you're not trying to look up, not doing anything wacky with your neck. One more time, we'll switch to have right knee down, left leg over towards the side. If it's too much to be on your knees, you can do this sitting. Same kind of action. Do a little extra side bend on the right to compensate or counterbalance left turn syndrome. Then come on back to center. Make your way up to standing once again. This time, you'll turn your legs in from your hips to start bringing your feet in towards each other. Same kind of action. You might notice that your bends aren't as deep now. That's fine. It's a thing to notice. I have a little bit more turnout, so for me it's a little harder to bend in. You can also play around with the positioning of your legs. Notice what happens if you bring your legs a little bit closer together, a little further apart, as you're doing this action side to side. Again, I'll turn to the side so you can get a view. Hips sink back. You're feeling that support from your abdominals. You're not just pushing your belly out. That means you're not using all of your abs to support you. You're not going to be as strong blocking. So there is that. And move side to side with your breath. Again, inhales bring you to center, exhales take you to a side. Slow, steady movements. I'm hopping now. You can keep your feet wide. I'm just turning back to face the camera again so that you don't need to see the side. Take your left arm up overhead. Slide right hand down your right leg. Take a little side bend. You want to feel a little draw back with your belly so this doesn't become a back bend. It's a side bend. Then left hand slides down your left leg as right arm reaches overhead. We'll stay a moment or two longer on this side because, again, left turn syndrome, it's a real thing. Then hop your feet in together. You'll make your way down onto the floor. You're going to rest on your left side to start, so you can use your blanket or towel as a little pillow for your head. You might take your arm under there as well. You could also use an actual pillow. You'll have knees bent. Now we're going to work on some super fun outer hip strength. You know that's one of my faves. Hopefully it's one of yours too. Your inhales float your thigh up, right thigh up away from left thigh, and exhales lower it back down. So you want to bring it up to about hip height, no higher, and then release it back down. It's much smaller than the typical like clamshell type action that you usually see, and that's all right. Now stretch your right leg out so it's extended. You'll rotate from your hip to turn your leg down towards the floor. So you get that plow stop kind of foot. Your inhale is going to float leg up, and exhale, lower your toe to touch towards the floor. It can be a slow, steady movement. You're moving up and down, and we'll call this 6 o'clock as it's in line with your torso. Next time as you lift your leg up, you'll turn it so it's back to that neutral. Bring it a little bit forward, so imagine the 5 on a clock. 7 is behind you, 5 is a little bit in front of you. Re-rotate into that plow, then up and down 5 times. Inhale to lift the leg, exhale to lower it. Super fun, exciting, small movements. awesome for getting at your glutes. Specifically glute med and glute min, which you need for those plow steps. You'll now bring your leg up to 4 o'clock. So you'll take that moment to reset. Then 5 times up and down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Move with your breath. Then one more time, pick your leg up. Now bring it up towards 3. Again, you might not quite get there. Mine's more like 3:30. It's okay if yours is too. Rotate inward towards that plow stop leg. Inhale up. Exhale down. Tap your toe to the floor, just barely hover off the floor. You'll bring your leg, right leg to rest on left leg. Take a moment to pause. Let your hip muscles settle down a little. Take notice of what you're feeling. You don't want to be working it so much that you're just feeling excruciating pain and burning. You're just getting you're getting some sensation, going, hey, these muscles are doing a thing that they don't usually do, and that's awesome. You'll switch to the other side. You can roll over. I'm going to move my head. Again, we'll start with hip stacked, knee stacked. Inhale, floats your leg up to hip height. Exhale, releases it down. Again, you're not coming all the way up to a clamshell, little bit movement. Then extend your left leg. Rotate the leg to that plow stop position, that turned in position. Inhale to lift the leg and exhale to lower it to tap towards the floor. Move up and down with your breath. So 5 times for each. And it can be less if you're in pain. Don't put yourself in excruciating pain. You want to feel work, but not anything stabby. Come forward to 5 o'clock, give or take. Again, inhale lifts your leg, exhale lowers it. The whole time this leg is turned in from the hip, not just your foot and ankle. As you move and breathe up and down. Now forward to 4 o'clock. Keep that turn in, turn down as you lift and lower that leg. Move with your breath. Inhale lifts, exhale lowers. Now the final one, come to neutral and then up to around 3 o'clock. Rotate that leg inward, medially, plow stop wise. Inhale lifts the leg and exhale lower. And you might notice a very big difference from side to side. It's something to note. Usually the glutes are weaker on the side of your dominant leg. Bring your left leg back, let it rest on your right leg. Take a moment to pause. You'll get your blanket out of the way then, or your pillow, whatever you're using. Make your way around onto your back. Once you come onto your back, wrap right thigh over your left thigh. And for you, that might be more like shin. You'll wrap your thigh across, as far across as your body is willing to go. And you'll hug your legs in towards your chest. You might play around with lifting your heels a bit away from the floor. Maybe you take a strap or skate noose and hug it around the back of your thighs, wrap it around the back of your thighs to do that draw in. And then release. Left thigh over right thigh. Again, might be more like shin for you. That's fine. You could have a strap around the back of your thigh. And you breathe. Unwrap your legs. A moment to pause. Grab your block. And you'll place your block underneath the back of your pelvis. So now you can rest in a bridge shape so that all the work you've been doing, kind of keeping your hip flexors 10-step a bit, just get a little front body opening. So you can walk your feet a little bit away from your hips. Not too far, just a little. And you'll hang out and breathe, maybe stretch your arms alongside your ears to feel some more full openness across the front of your body. And take a few moments to settle your breath. Allow yourself to rest here. And you'll slide that block out from underneath your pelvis, place it off to the side. Cross right ankle atop your left thigh now. You could open your arms out to the sides, maybe in a T shape, maybe a cactus shape. Just allow your legs to rock, your hips to rock. These don't have to be big movements, might be quite small in fact. Take a few moments. And switch sides as you're ready. Left ankle atop your right thigh. Move back and forth. Again, those movements can be as big or small as makes sense for your body. Then hug knees in towards your chest. Make your way up to seated. Wiggle your feet further away from your hips. Let your hands come to rest on arches of your feet, on a block. Maybe thread your arms underneath your shins. So you're again doing the opposite of what you might normally do here. You're sliding heels away from hips, letting yourself round down, curl inward. Your head might rest on something. It might just sway side to side. And as you're ready, you'll lift yourself up. Come to seated, hands rest on your thighs. Shoulders slide away from your ears. Take a few moments to pause and breathe. If you can hear that chirping, that is my cat saying thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch you again next time.